In a realm beyond our own, just as parents choose names to encapsulate their hopes and dreams for their children, so too did the Supreme Creator, the Most High Lord, bestow names upon his divine spirit sons, the angels. Among them was Samyaza, an archon, a leader among the celestial watchers, whose name echoes with mystery. He who has seen, or perhaps the name has been revealed. But what happens when guardians turn into rebels? The Watchers, once sent to protect humanity, found themselves ensnared in temptation, their divine purpose shattered as a group of 200 descended from the heavens, drawn to the allure of earth. Their rebellion, whispered in the shadows of Genesis 6 verses 1-4, poses haunting questions. What made Samyaza lead the Watchers to forsake their sacred duty? Who is Samyaza, a mere fallen angel, or the embodiment of a conflict that transcends the cosmos? Prepare to journey into a world where divine beings wrestle with fate, and the line between light and darkness blurs, beckoning you to uncover the secrets that lie beneath. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Your support helps us grow and brings you more amazing content. A group of angels called the Watchers stood as protectors of humanity, created by God. They were chosen to guide and watch over people, and given a special job to help maintain order and moral values. These angels were strategically positioned by God to ensure that humans lived righteously. In the celestial realm, the Watchers held a position of honor, acting as guardians and protectors of humanity. Their primary role was to observe human behavior and provide guidance, embodying the ideal of divine oversight. This responsibility aligns with the biblical understanding of angels as messengers and protectors, as seen in passages like Psalm 91 verses 11-12, which speaks of angels guarding individuals in their daily lives. In his great wisdom, God appointed Samyaza as the leader of the Watchers, trusting him to guide them in their important mission to watch over and protect humanity. Like Lucifer, who once held a high position in heaven, Samyaza was given the responsibility of leading these angels. But just as Lucifer fell, so did Samyaza, not out of pride but because of lust. Despite being entrusted with such a noble role, Samyaza let lust seep into his heart, slowly clouding his purpose. His desire for human women grew stronger every day, leading him to abandon his sacred duties. Instead of watching over humanity from above, he chose to pursue his sinful desires. Samyaza gathered the other Watchers and shared his plan to come down to earth, take human wives, and have children. He knew that this act would bring great punishment, yet he couldn't resist the temptation. To his surprise, many of the Watchers shared the same forbidden longing. When Samyaza proposed his idea, the other Watchers responded eagerly, saying, "Let us make an oath, promising to stick together and carry out this plan." This agreement revealed their shared desire and the seriousness of their choice. Realizing the weight of their unity, they formed a solemn pact, making all 200 Watchers responsible for the rebellion. With the oath in place, there was no turning back. Once they committed to the plan, their doubts disappeared. Bound by their promises, they felt they could not escape the consequences alone. One by one, they chose to follow Samyaza, swearing not to betray each other. This united decision sealed their fate, ensuring that they would all face divine judgment together. With their decision made, the Watchers descended from the heights of heaven, their once radiant forms now shadowed by temptation. As they landed on earth, they were mesmerized by the world around them, its vibrant landscapes, lush greenery, and the enchanting allure of human life. This new realm felt both foreign and intoxicating, filled with the beauty and vulnerability of humankind. Once on earth, the Watchers couldn't resist the charm of human women. They admired their beauty and felt a strong desire rise within them. Samyaza, driven by passion, rallied the other Watchers, encouraging them to take wives from among the daughters of men. This choice was not just a moment of passion. It was a significant mixing of two worlds, the heavenly and the earthly. The Bible captures this turning point in Genesis 6 verse 2. The sons of God saw that the daughters of men were beautiful, and they took wives for themselves, whomever they chose. This moment marked a dramatic shift in the Watchers' purpose. No longer were they divine protectors. They became entwined in humanity's story, driven by earthly desires. The Watchers married these women, creating bonds that were both sacred and forbidden. From these unions came the Nephilim, a race of giants whose presence changed the very fabric of creation. The term Nephilim often translates to fallen ones, highlighting their origins and the heavy burden they carried. Their births marked the deep consequences of the Watchers' rebellion, a blending of the divine and human that unleashed chaos and violence upon the world. Genesis 6 verse 4 tells us, the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. They were the heroes of old, men of renown. This passage underscores the significance of the Nephilim, who became famous for their power and might. They were more than just giants. They represented the moral decline that followed the Watchers' actions. The Nephilim were described in the book of Enoch as incredibly large, with some accounts claiming they stood over 300 feet tall. Imagine that. It's more than twice the height of a modern basketball court. Their enormous size gave them immense strength, but it also made them increasingly violent. With an insatiable hunger, the Nephilim craved food beyond what was available. They began to consume not just livestock, but also human beings, driven by a relentless appetite that turned them into fierce predators. As they roamed the earth, they spread fear and destruction, overpowering communities and terrorizing entire populations. This predatory behavior created a world where fear and oppression reigned. Upon reaching Earth, Samyaza quickly transitioned from merely leading the Watchers to actively shaping humanity. He began teaching humans secret knowledge that drew them deeper into their desires, distancing them from their divine origins. Samyaza introduced the art of spells and sorcery, showing people how to manipulate the natural world. He taught them incantations and magical practices, empowering them to harness forces beyond their understanding. These teachings lured humans into the realm of sorcery, leading them further away from their purpose as creations of God. Samyaza also revealed the secrets of herbs, showing humans how to use them for medicinal and magical purposes. He taught them about different plants and their properties, giving them practical and powerful knowledge. This enabled humanity to manipulate their environment, pulling them away from their divine connection and into a world where earthly desires ruled. His teachings instilled a sense of power in humans, making them believe they could control aspects of life that were once reserved for God. With their newfound knowledge of spells and herbs, Samyaza and the other Watchers began to exert their influence over human populations. They seduced and controlled people with their teachings, drawing them into their schemes. The allure of magic and the promise of power made it hard for humans to resist, leading to a dangerous blend of divine and earthly beings. The fall of Satan and Samyaza, like Satan, like Samyaza. Samyaza's story has similarities with Lucifer's fall, especially in how both figures use their high positions in heaven to lead others into rebellion against God. Lucifer, once a beautiful angel, held a significant place in heaven. However, he allowed pride to take over and sought to elevate himself above God. Isaiah 14 verses 12 to 15 describes Lucifer's ambition to ascend above the heavens and be like the Most High. His desire for power led him to convince other angels to join him, resulting in their downfall. Similarly, Samyaza was meant to oversee and protect humanity as the leader of the Watchers. Instead of guiding the other angels, he inspired them to abandon their duties to chase after their own desires. This shows the responsibility that comes with leadership and how misusing it can lead to catastrophic consequences. Temptation plays a significant role in both Samyaza's and Lucifer's stories. Lucifer's pride made him vulnerable to his desires, leading him to think he could challenge God without consequences. His fall resulted from succumbing to temptation, blinding him to the reality of his actions. Ezekiel 28 verse 17 notes that Lucifer's heart was lifted up because of his beauty, ultimately leading to his destruction. In Samyaza's case, he became infatuated with human women, which sparked his lustful desires. Is Samyaza the same as Lucifer? Some people think Samyaza and Satan are the same because they both lead others away from God. However, there are important differences between them. Samyaza, also called Samyaza, is a key figure in the book of Enoch, an ancient Jewish text that is not included in most Bibles. He is the leader of the Watchers, a group of angels who came to earth and took human wives, leading to the birth of the Nephilim. Samyaza's rebellion was driven by lust. He and the Watchers left their heavenly duties to pursue forbidden desires, which corrupted humanity and brought about divine punishment through the Great Flood. On the other hand, Satan appears in many parts of the Bible, like Job, Isaiah, and Revelation. He is often seen as the adversary or accuser, going against God's will. Satan's role includes tempting Eve in the Garden of Eden and opposing God's chosen people. Unlike Samyaza, whose rebellion is about wanting human experiences, Satan represents a spirit of opposition aimed at undermining God's authority. Their motivations for rebellion are also different. Samyaza leads the Watchers into sin because of physical desires, while Satan uses deception and temptation to lead people astray. As a result, their actions have different consequences. The book of Enoch shows that Samyaza and the Watchers are punished immediately, being bound and imprisoned for leaving their heavenly roles. In contrast, Satan operates within a broader cosmic struggle, influencing humanity while waiting for final judgment, as described in Revelation. Cultural views have affected how people see these figures, leading some to compare them because of their rebellious actions. However, it's essential to understand their unique stories. Samyaza's tale focuses on divine judgment and the consequences of giving in to desire, while Satan represents a more complex force of evil across various biblical texts. The consequences of their actions were serious. Lucifer's rebellion resulted in his being thrown out of heaven, where he became the ruler of hell, facing eternal torment for his ambition. For Samyaza to announce the punishment for him and the other Watchers for their wrongdoings. Samyaza was bound and cast into the abyss, a dark and confined place. This meant he was imprisoned in a deep hole, often described as a pit or chasm, where he would stay until the final judgment. Archangels were responsible for making sure Samyaza and the other fallen Watchers did not escape their punishment. In the book of Enoch, God commanded, "Bind Samyaza and his companions hand and foot and cast them into the darkness." This shows how serious their sins were and the weight of their rebellion against God's order. Samyaza, once a revered leader among the Watchers, succumbed to the seductive allure of earthly desires, leading his fellow angels astray. His rebellion against divine order not only resulted in his tragic downfall, but also forever altered the course of humanity. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Your support inspires us to keep creating amazing content. We can't wait to see you in the next one.